Hola y bienvenidos a otra lección de gramática de español. Hoy día nosotros visitamos a los verbos go, yo, o en inglés, go, yo verbs. Go, yo verbs are simply stated verbs that have a go ending in the yo conjugation. Okay, so all of these are going to have that common denominator or that thing in common between them. Let's go ahead and just identify what they are. ¿Cuáles son? Hago. That's one of your sweet 16 verbs. You know it as hace, he or she does. Hago, I do. Pongo, another sweet 16 verb. You know it as pone, he puts or she puts. Pongo, I put. Salgo, yet another sweet 16 verb. You know it as sale, he or she leaves. Salgo, I leave. Tengo, yet another sweet 16 verb. You can see a lot of these are very frequent verbs, hence their importance. You know it as tiene, he or she has. Tengo, I have. Vengo, another sweet 16 verb. You know it as viene, she or he comes. Vengo, I come, as in vengo a escuela. Digo, this is another sweet 16 verb. You know it as dice, he or she says. Yo digo, I say or I tell. Oigo, another sweet 16 verb. You know it as oye, he or she hears or listens. Yo oigo, I hear or listen. Traigo, another sweet 16 verb that you know as trae, he or she brings. Yo traigo, I bring. Caigo. Now this is not a sweet 16 verb, but it is a common one. Cae is the third person, he or she falls. Yo caigo, I fall. Now let's look at a little bit more carefully at these verbs. I have them in three main groups. The first three, hago, pongo, salgo, do not have any irregularities outside of the yo form, right? The yo form is the only irregular form. So for example, after hago, with the verb hacer, it's very predictable and easy to conjugate, as in haces, hace, hacemos, hacéis, hacen. And the same goes for pongo and salgo. In this next group, these are going to be stem changers. So you might want to remind yourself that, right? So for example, tengo will then be tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. The same will go for vengo, vienes, viene, venimos, venís, vienen. However, for digo, that is from the verb decir. So you notice that the stem to change e to I occurs right from the get-go. So all of the conjugations for decir are digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, dicen. This last group, they require the letter I in their conjugation. Now we see that with oír, very obvious, okay? But not quite as easy to identify with the last two. You see traer and caer have an e. So when we conjugate those, we want to make sure after we take off the ending, right, leaving just the stem, that we add the I, right, or the I to that stem to make an accurate yo form conjugation. However, after these yo forms, we are going to go back to the predictable conjugations as in oyes, oye, oímos, oís, oyen. Careful, because this one will also require a y. With traer and caer, they're going to be pretty easy conjugations after the yo form. For traer, traes, trae, traemos, traes, traen, and for caer, caes, cae, caemos, caéis, caen. To end this lesson, I'm going to invite you to sing along with this very simple song, which simply lists the yo form conjugations of these verbs in the same order I taught it. And we're just going to add the pronoun yo at the very end to make it all complete and give it good rhythm, but also to remind ourselves that these are all the yo conjugations of these verbs. So it goes like this. Hago, pongo, salgo, tengo, vengo, digo, oigo, traigo, caigo, yo. A little bit slower. Hago, pongo, salgo, tengo, vengo, digo, oigo, traigo, caigo, yo. One more time. Hago, pongo, salgo, tengo, vengo, digo, oigo, traigo, caigo, yo. Now let's do a little bit faster, see if you can keep up. Hago, pongo, salgo, tengo, vengo, digo, oigo, traigo, caigo yo. Una vez más. Hago, pongo, salgo, tengo, vengo, digo, oigo, traigo, caigo yo. Oigo, traigo, caigo yo. And just one more thing that you might want for your future use is all of the infinitive unconjugated forms of these verbs, so you can stack up how the conjugation compares to the infinitive unconjugated form. Bueno, muchas gracias. Ha sido un placer. It has been a pleasure. Bueno, que tenga usted un súper buen día. Adiós y gracias.